Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to SafePal October AMA. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a hi in the chat if you're here. And I'm Ash, your host for today. Super excited to meet you guys again online. As always, we've got someone special with us. Our CEO, Veronica, is joining the live and share some insight with you today. Thanks for
Hello,
coming.
everyone. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
all
I'm
right,
hearing.
let's see what we got you today.
Let's
Okay,
see
so
what
we'll
what gossip
yeah,
we got.
Yeah, we kick things off with some quick industry headlines and a bit gossip, as always. And this time, actually, we added something new. It's a community find session to share the love and creativity from our amazing members. And after that, Veronica will give us some highlights on what SafePal achieved this month. And finally, we got two awesome guest speakers joining us today, Vlad from ChangeGPT and Polios from Whitebridge. Both are doing some super exciting work in the AI plus Web3 space. So if you're into AI, you're going to love this MA for sure. All right, let's dive into the highlight today, changing our industry.
Let's see what
Okay,
you got
so
on the.
let's maybe start with let's start from some good news on the left. You can see the New York Stock Exchange just officially listed spot crypto ETFs for Sol, LTC, and HBAR this week. So this marks a major milestone that institutional adoption expanding beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. When mainstream investors in the Wall Street can get exposure to else like Solana and Hedera through traditional financial vehicles, right? It boosts higher liquidity and credibility for the broader markets.
Yeah.
Veronica, did you see the GM Wall Street video posted by Solana earlier this week? It was so fun.
Yes, I saw that. I think it's amazing to see Solana's Solana
Mhm.
has proved its ecological resilience. I mean, after the FTX incident, it's also a living proof that blockchain throughput, UX, and network performance, and can actually be
Mhm.
directly translated into market confidence. So this is a pretty amazing case to see Solana being included among others non-Bitcoin, non-Ethereum layer ones being recognized by mainstream. So this is a pretty amazing, definitely positive news to see, especially
Mhm.
ETFs provide new on ramps like for traditional investors to get exposure of cryptocurrencies, but without handling self custody. So that is both an opportunity and also a signal that infrastructures like wallets like us might need to consider evolving towards complementing this new wave of so-called institutional retail, like these coming under the compliance framework and structure. So this is a pretty positive signal because we are going to see new adoption wave coming towards us. It's
Mhm.
definitely very positive. I mean, compared to the news that you put on the right hand side.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, recently with more institutional investor on board, I had a new observation is that people are very sensitive, or the market sentiment reacts a little bit, overacted to some big titles move. For example, people are following BlackRock selling or BlackRock buying.
Yeah.
That's there are a lot of following that. What's your comment on that?
I think we are I think the whole 2025 is a year of uncertainty. Like the macro
Mhm.
environment is very volatile, it's very bumpy. It's hard to predict, especially currently how the Fed is gonna react to the market, and especially because of the U.S. government close downs. It's even harder to predict since we lack the critical economic data to predict like what the Fed is gonna
Mhm.
move towards and how this could impact the macro and micro environments, both in a global economy and also in the niche of crypto market. So I think these kind of emotional kind of ups and downs are reflected in the market moves, that people are highly intense based on, as you mentioned, like the headlines, like who are selling, who are
Mhm.
buying, and even some treasury companies are right now forced to sell off their Bitcoin holdings to pay off their debts. So we are seeing news headlines like this. So it's a kind of a mixture of over leverage heat, visas like very
Mhm.
pessimistic kind of like a motivation or emotion because of the market uncertainty. So like the Bitcoin
Mm,
drop, to my understanding, is more like a reset because previously
mm,
it's definitely over leveraged optimism, and now we are seeing a neutral cool down. Like this is definitely
yeah.
not the most severe kind of drop that we have ever seen in the last decade. So I'm still quite positive. So I think it's a more of a
Mhm.
challenge to builders in the cycle regarding like how we survive, how we build a healthy model to survive through the cycle. I think this is the third cycle that we have experienced. So it's kind of pretty chill, like from my perspective. Like it's like I've saw even worse headlines than this in the last 8 years. So overall, it's pretty chill for us. So I think
Wow.
it's just like more like a cool down and
Okay.
reset. Yeah. So and I think as we go towards
Do you
the end
think
of
it's chill
2025,
for you, but it's already sorry, it's because but it's already 20% from its October high. It's just just in two weeks, right?
yeah.
So um yeah, I think this because I just joined this industry, so this is something really new to me that change shifting from bull to bear in such a short time, which is you cannot even imagine similar situations in traditional finance, right? So yeah.
Indeed, but sometimes stock
Uh,
crazy as well.
mhm,
So it's kind of depends on how you look at it. So I think overall in the last decade, like Bitcoin has been doing pretty well. From
mm,
my perspective, if we look in a longer timeline, it's more like an reset for us as a long term believer
yeah.
and holder of Bitcoin. Yeah, so I'm overall quite
But do
positive.
you think, yeah, Veronica, do you think the October 11th liquidation could be a trigger for such a you know bull bear shifting?
I think definitely that is one of the factor. I think there are several factors that
Mm,
are causing this. First one, the uncertainty of the market in crypto niche. Second, the uncertainty of the macro policies regarding like how the U.S. government, how the Fed is gonna adjust the interest rates, how whether they are gonna do QT, etc. So it's kind of a lot of guessing and a lot of even gambling on the table. And thirdly, I think not just for the October 11, but the recent hack of Balancer and
mhm,
Stream Finance, this has become a trigger as well, like to even press down the like, optimism of the markets. Like people are feeling nervous and fear, and they tend to hedge the risk under current uncertainty of markets. And definitely the balancer and stream finance incidents kind of hurt the confidence in DeFi sector overall. And we are not quite sure how fast that is going to be recovered from the retail and institutional investors. So that is to be seen in the upcoming quarter, I believe.
yeah, I see. But like from my personal perspective, my take is maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's not financial advice. So despite the market's well shakes, but the institutional onboarding, it's still a very positive sign, and it's you know in terms of the long term growth of the market. Can you do you think we can see that?
I think 100%. I think we are
Okay.
like, for example, the first page about Solana ETF, about Litecoin
Mm,
ETF, it's actually putting if we look back in the future from the future, it's actually
mm,
a totally different narrative shift because it's the first ever non-Bitcoin and non-Ethereum L1 being recognized by the mainstream market. I think this definitely opened up a chapter in the history of cryptocurrencies. But I think this market volatilities happens all the time. Like it doesn't really just happen to
mm,
crypto, but also to the global stock market, secondary market as well. So we've seen financial crisis, like several cycles, like in the last 2 3 decades in the traditional finance. So I think this is a
mhm,
more a reflection of the world that we are living nowadays, the macro environments and the policies, the financial policies that we are seeing, and all of these sentiments kind of
mhm,
accumulate together and creating these waves of up and downs. But in the longer term, I'm quite positive because all of these policies of ETF and of the treasury companies starting to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets are definitely a positive sign. And these kind of consensus cannot be rolled back. So it's the same thesis that we hold like 8 years ago when we
mhm,
started when we enter the cryptocurrency industry is that we do believe that once a consensus has been reached, it cannot be easily reversed or converted. So previously we were talking about the consensus of Bitcoin, like we were imagining a future of self data ownership, of self financial assets ownership, and now we are talking about like crypto assets being recognized as a mainstream investment category. And these kind of consensus, once
Mhm.
they are written down on a paper,
Yeah,
black and white,
perfect. Yeah.
and
After.
I think there's some latency. I'm not quite sure. Maybe can you hear me like
Oh,
synchron? Yeah.
yeah. I think I don't know like from which side, but I think it's working now, so it's fine.
Okay.
Maybe let's move on to the to some details about the security incident this month.
Oh,
So the first one is the balancer one. The balancer was reportedly hit by a exploit with roughly 70 million in crypto moves to new wallets. I think it's a big reminder that even some established protocols are still not immune to vulnerabilities. And right after this incident, we posted an update on November the 3rd to remind all SafePal users to revoke Balancer smart contract approval from their wallet. And I think honestly, that's something everyone should just make it a habit, just regularly checking your approval manager and revoke the unused approvals when needed. Yeah, and also another security alert we saw is Stream Finance suffered a 93 million loss, and analysts are now mapping around $285 million in potential exposure across connected protocols. I
yeah.
think Veronica just commented a little about those two incidents as one of the, I think, one factor behind the plummet of the market. Yeah, do you want to
I
go
mean,
into further details?
sure. I think you brought up a very good point of user education. Like that is how important it is to regularly review your dApp connections, especially to revoke those that you no longer use. Ash mentioned a tool that we developed called Approval Manager, so you can easily find it from the dApp store from the SafePal app. You can just go ahead and search Approval Manager, and then you can find it. It's a tool for you to review your dApp authorization across different blockchains. And if you notice any that you don't no longer use, you can easily revoke any one of them. So this is a kind of a very useful and practical security tips for those active kind of deep dApp explorers. I mean, back
Mm,
to the incidents, I think it shows that, I mean, Balancer and Stream Finance, they are both audited protocols. Like they are both they have been serving the market for a while. So it means that they are not just kind of a green hand protocols. They have been serving the market long enough, and accumulated very decent growth metrics. And they are audited. They are considered one of the most kind of transparent protocols in the market. I mean, the exploit shows that even well audited protocols can be exposed to risks. I mean,
mhm,
because for Balancer, it's not just a smart contract problem anymore. It's more like a dependency problem. It's like a coordination, liquidity problem. So this has shows that like we are getting a double sided sword.
mhm,
Like this kind of like DeFi composability is kind of cutting both sides. It's
mhm,
providing us more flexibilities in like building Lego. Like we can leverage each other's efforts, not just by building ourselves, but also third-party protocols to build a comprehensive financial system. But that also means that once there's a collapse in one of the and pieces, then all other sections could collapse as well. So this is kind of a very critical wake-up call for the whole industry, especially when it comes to DeFi systematic design. I think this will trigger some deeper ripple and thinking
mhm,
in the industry because currently we don't have enough on-chain security or transparent kind of rating tools. Like for example, for all of these DeFi protocols, what
mhm,
if we can have so-called DeFi rating systems? Like that is not just rating, not just auditing the code of a certain protocol, but also have some credit ratings to estimate the healthiness level of the
mhm,
protocol, like how dependent it is on other systems, like how it's collaborating with other systems, and what is the level of dependency of them on each other, to have a better transparency of all all of these protocols are interacting, and whether creating a loophole or
Mm.
making things better. I think coming next, it would trigger maybe some builders will start to look at this angle, like of a DeFi, a more comprehensive DeFi rating system that not just look into the codes itself, but also to have a better visibility, like visibility and exposure, yeah, the of the composability of the DeFi protocols. I think that's pretty important. And
Mm.
I do believe that like that would kind of add on the transparency to the whole DeFi world. And a second aspect is that I do think that most of these DeFi protocols are built by like people that might not come from very traditional financial backgrounds.
Yeah.
So that means when it comes to building a systematic financial system, it's not just talking about one element is secure or not. It's more talking about like the dependency, the whole dependency, the cluster of the system, whether they are working well with each other, whether they are
Mm.
creating new problems instead of solving some. So I think we need to introduce, or we need to maybe look back to the traditional financial world to understand like how the traditional finance is built up with like all of these risk assessments and risk management, and then to leverage and to learn from that, and then build into the DeFi layers. I think that would be the next kind of wave of infrastructure, the angle that how people are looking at it. So I think
Yeah.
these are some of these thoughts that came to my mind. Like for example, even in SafePal, like we from time to time receive queries from users asking us like, do you think this protocol is safe to invest or not? I need some
Mm.
suggestions. I mean, like currently, there's no such kind of third-party tools that can really tell us that whether this DeFi protocol is healthy enough. I mean, there are tools that are estimating, like for example, Gold Plus, Certic, they are rating DeFi protocols. They having these kind of scoring system of the DeFi protocols. But I don't think that kind of scoring has reached a point that they can judge or they can estimate the dependency risks between the DeFi composability layers. So I think
Mm.
that would be a pretty interesting and practical one for consumers coming next. Because stream finance and balance is definitely not the first case that we've seen. Like we've seen much worse, like the Three Arrow and FTX incident, and also the shutdown of the Silicon Valley Bank is also another vivid example of how the collapse of one corner could drag the whole canvas of the table.
Mm.
So I think this is a kind of another wake up call for us. And I think coming next, there should be teams looking from this angle and not just building the DeFi protocol itself, but also to estimate the dependency risks and counterparty risks in other angles. Yeah, that's
That's
some.
very interesting. That's a very interesting insight because if you're thinking about the reliability or the connection between different vehicles, I think the only party that could regulate them like very objectively is the I think it kind of reminds me of the centralized finance
Yeah,
regulation center, right, of the in traditional finance. So I don't know if it's and if you think of the traditional regulation, you'll think of hierarchy and all those bad words like bureaucracy, all those kind of things go with it. So I don't know if we'll go against the spirit of decentralization in our industry, but I know there are still a very long way to go, and there definitely will have a lot of discussion on how to make the industry better. And yeah, I think all the insights are very valuable. And even if we think very differently, but it's still very valuable discussion. Yeah,
yeah.
already. I think we had enough on this page, and maybe let's move on to something fun.
Sure.
Yeah. So for the blog gossip this week, the first one is the White House has officially defended the pardon of Binance founder CZ. So CZ got a presidential pardon, and the Trump administration said it was meant to end the war on crypto. So how do you interpret this political?
I I can't really imagine a headline like this popping up
Mm.
on Telegraph. Like if I were in 3 years ago, like it's kind of very interesting. So
Mm.
I think that I treat it as positive. I think it's a positive sign, not because CZ got pardoned, but
Mm.
because that if a crypto founder's legal outcome,
Mm-hmm.
is being discussed or looked at the White House level, it shows how far we've come. Like it shows that how far the industry has come. It shows that we are one of the players in the global economy. So I think this is like no longer a fringe. It's more like a part of the system already, and it's becoming the elephants in the room that nobody can oversee. So I
Yeah.
think it's definitely positive to my end. Like, and on the other hand, it also means that like in the longer term, if crypto is merged or is considered part of the wider, bigger world of the global economy and investment, I like whatever how we call it, it means that like crypto founders and crypto projects would be put under a bigger lens, like regarding like not just building products, but also entrepreneur ethics, transparencies, and resilience of a company and governance would also become factors that people look at other than
Mm-hmm.
just running a protocol exchange. So it means that it's no longer like experimental, but more like it's creating real world impacts. So that means in longer term, like entrepreneurs in the cycle would have to also consider being part of the society and what kind of moralities, what kind of ethics that they are holding. And because they are actually creating real world impacts already. So I think also leaning towards positive because like we have like the whole industry is recognized as one of the piece of the puzzle of the bigger picture. So I think that, yeah, it's kind of interesting, but also kind of funny to see this kind of headline. To see that White House would have to react that this is utmost seriousness to
Mm-hmm.
explain that like there's no funny fingers pointing at the case. So it's kind of both funny and also quite interesting to see.
Yeah, agree. And another fun series on X, you can see on the right, is Nov 1. Just wrapped up the first season of Alpha Arena, where six leading LLMs each traded 10K for real money, and it's completely autonomously. So when season one ended, I think Q1 3 Max, let's see, model by Ali,
Yeah.
came up on the top with the highest profit, while ChatGPT 5 took the biggest loss. I think it's quite a fascinating study that gives us a glimpse of how AI behaves in real finance market, because you cannot really do it in traditional finance, right? It's pretty hard. And so I definitely recommend you guys to checking out their report. It's quite fun, even though they only got very early, very initial conclusion. So yeah. So Veronica, what's your take on the the interaction of AI and crypto,
You
given
mentioned that
a few of our guests from this space?
you mentioned that we cannot do that in traditional finance, but I do believe it kind of reveal a corner of a new picture of the future that is people's wealth management are autonomous, kind of fully autonomous by
Mm,
AI. So it's more like a
really?
glimpse because it's more like a rehearsal of the future where like capital management are done autonomously
Hmm.
by AI. It, let's imagine that what if in the future you don't need a SafePal wallet anymore? You just need an AI, and then behind it, I mean, like people already creating such kind of concept, like
Mm,
AI autonomous wallet that you put the key management, you authorize the key management part of it to the AI, and then AI will run automatic capital capture and wealth management for you,
mm,
and it will capture opportunity from DeFi, from stock market, from bonds, from a combination of baskets of financial products, and then it will generate yields based on the holding. I do feel that this is gonna be coming upon us in 3-5 years. It's gonna be very fast. So that means the future means that wallets would become, instead of a user's B2C interface, it could become an API product. Like wallet as the API conjunction for AI machines. I think that's pretty interesting. So I do feel that this is kind of a prediction. It's kind of a glimpse of how we look at the future. The future of
mm,
finance could be AI fully powering. Like it's everyone is doing AI kind of investment through APIs. It's definitely possible, and we are seeing people doing that already, and it's
mm,
only a matter of time. So definitely, this is a very interesting angle to look at, and especially
mm.
how it's going to impact something that we are building, like as a wallet. It's kind of very enlightening. This piece of news.
Yeah, for sure. It actually reminds me of a viral meme recently. I don't know
Ah,
if you saw the Neo One X robot, and people are saying, "Oh, even he can create better than me," and such. Yeah, I
yes,
think
yes.
probably that will be the case, right?
Yeah, it comes different colors, and there are a lot of jokes creating surrounding that. But
Yeah.
I think that is the future, how we look at it. Yeah, even though it's just a beginning, but a technology evolve like it's revolutionary, so it's gonna evolve nonstop. So it's just a matter of time, to my understanding. Especially,
Oh,
yeah,
some people say I still don't see how wallet as an API for AI. Yeah, but in long term, probably there's a chance. Yeah.
probably we authorize a API protocol that AI can use, and then all of a sudden people don't need to look into their own wallet anymore. Their AI would be handling their crypto assets. Maybe it's kind of a crazy idea, but I do believe that it could be an interesting angle. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that will wrap up the headlines from October. So before we jump into the SafePal update, we want to share some sweet moments from our amazing community. So we actually recently launched a new initiative to encourage everyone to share their unique SafePal moments with the hashtag SafePal and not me. Sorry, SafePal and me on Telegram and Discord. So we'll pick one lucky member each month to win some special gifts. And this month we feature a story from Karamda. So he says, "Hey SafePal team, I started using SafePal about 3 years ago. Started when the wallet holder offering X Tokyo crypto event. And since then, my crypto journey has become so much smoother and safer. Before that, I used to worry a lot about keeping my assets secure, especially when exploring different dApps and blockchains. But once I switched to SafePal wallet, everything just clicked. What I love most is how easy it is to manage multiple chains in one place. No more jumping between apps. Even when the market goes crazy, like this month, I agree, I can still keep track of everything easily. SafePal also makes me feel part of a positive global community. The month's AMAs and fun events like this always keep me motivated and excited to learn more. My hope for next month, more cool integrations and new features from SafePal. Thanks for being such a big part of my crypto journey. Yeah, I don't know if Karamda is here. Karamda reposted the stream. That's perfect. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing that warm piece.
Really
That's
encouraging.
really
We'll
sweet.
share for the whole team to see.
Yeah. And also want to congrats to awesome members that found our logo on W Plays in just 2 days. I it literally took me 2 weeks to create this logo because every day I only have limited pixel.
Yeah.
But this is super impressive. I didn't expect anyone to find it that fast, to be honest.
That is
Um,
really, really invisible.
yeah, it actually, I think maybe because those two members are from France, because I pinned it right upper the Europe, like the France territory. So maybe that's why. Maybe it requires a little bit of luck, but yeah, that's why they find out.
Yeah.
Okay. I think to conclude, also, also for those who just tune in for the first time, I will bring up the reminder as usual. If you ever need support, go to safepal.com/sendmap and click contact customer support, or use the support shortcut that you can find in the SafePal app setting to submit tickets. There's only two ways to find out our support team, and one team member will just follow up once your ticket is submitted, and our team member will never DM you or ask you to fill out random Google form. Yeah, that's our monthly reminder.
Yeah.
Okay, perfectly. Let's move on to the next part. I think we need to speed up a little bit. So our first October update is token 24/9. How is it, Veronica?
It's epic. As written on the title, like we have given away more than 2,000 copies of X1 wallets. We just
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure it's a default. SafePal wallet comes in default for all crypto people. So those who are attending Token 249, if you missed it at the conference, meet us for the next year. I think we are gonna be there next year. Like this is gonna be our fourth and fifth ongoing in the future every year. So yeah, thank you all, everyone, and best luck to all of those who have claimed a wallet from our booth.
Perfect. Follow up, there are two major updates on SafePal Bank Gateway. First, SafePal now supports direct transfer to third-party bank accounts, which means you can simply enter the receiver's IBAN or bank account details to complete the transfer right inside your app. The next one is we also expanded our bank account service to 4 new regions. So if you're tuning in from India, Singapore, Malaysia, and UAE, drop a comment or a like. Let me know if you like it or not, or you already applied for the bank card. Okay. Yeah, we'll wait for people to react. But Veronica, would you like to share your thoughts on this two upgrade and maybe give us a hint on what's next for SafePal's banking service? Because we are planning for something, right?
Yeah, we're brewing something. We're brewing something that is pretty funny, interesting, and engaging. We should be releasing it around Christmas time, so stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
And definitely quite happy to see how fast we are evolving for the banking feature. Like I know that you guys been looking for a lot of stuff, like covering more countries, covering more fiat currencies. We are on the way. So you asked it and we ship it, but also with the help from the bank. So we're trying to push it to launch all of the useful features as we can. And glad to see that in October we shipped 2 of them already. So definitely very excited for the journey ahead. Oh yeah,
Perfect.
thank you for Roxa. Thank you for the support. Yeah, in Malaysia, finally got registered with my passport. Good to know
Yeah.
that. Hope you enjoyed it.
Okay. Our last update is about the Halloween ghost hunt. So how was everyone's Halloween? Veronica, did you celebrate it in Singapore? Is
Yeah,
it big in
peaceful,
Singapore?
peaceful, peaceful. Not scary at all. Not spooky at all. Like I mean, the best Halloween is where nothing hacking cases happen. Is the best Halloween ever already. Safe crypto market is a good Halloween.
Perfect. At least on SafeBell accounts, we celebrated. So we had 10 ghosts. We had 10 ghosts in total, and you guys found every single one of them. Yay! That's really great. I think some of you even created a thread listing all the ghosts you found. I think that was such an incredible work. And I really appreciate the time and effort you guys put in. Yeah, congrats to all the winners. We just collected your information and also your wallet address. So I think your gifts will be on your way very soon. Yeah. And for those who who didn't win this time, so don't worry. We've got plenty of fun campaigns coming up, and you might be the next lucky one. Well, I think that basically wraps up SafePal updates for September. We're a little bit run over, but big thanks to Veronica for joining us. Always great to have you here.
Thank you. And welcome to all of the guests joining us today. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining.
thank
Yeah.
you, Veronica. Have a good night. Yeah,
Likewise.
bye. Okay, before we jump into the guest session, I will do a quick shout out to GiveNow Bot. That's a tool we use to run giveaways like today's $200 prize pool. So if you want in, just remember to scan the QR to join the group, and we will share the gift link right after maybe at the end of the AMA. Okay, let's move on. Cool. Well, without further ado, let's move on to the guest session. So let's welcome our first guest today. So, sorry. I think I. Oh.
Paul showed up and then vanished.
Hi, Flag. Can you hear me?
Hey, do you hear me? Yep, I do, and I think you hear me well as well.
Is
Right?
it me or it's on your side? Because I cannot see you actually.
Not see you. I do see everyone.
Hello.
Yep. Do you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems like stream is working as well, and people see
Oh,
me.
I think
and
maybe
see
it's
well.
on my side. I think yeah,
Okay,
maybe
we can
my
start
internet.
or waiting. Let me know.
Okay. If you guys can see that, that means maybe it's on my side. But I think we can continue. So so our first guest is a relatively new partner of SafePal. But I believe it already made a lot of waves in the space. So we're talking about ChainGPT, the leading AI infrastructure for Web3, offering a full stack ecosystem of AI-powered tools for developers, startup traders, and everyday users. So joining us today, we have Lad, head of business development at ChainGPT. So, do you want to start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what ChainGPT is about?
Sure. So yeah, that's me actually. You see my old picture with a little bit different haircut, but hopefully I don't look older. All good, guys. Yeah. So ChainGPT, as you have mentioned, it's a Web3 infrastructure, and we started originally as a Web3 infrastructure, but then we have matured. For now, we have 4 business units, 100 plus people worldwide working on all of those products, 4 mil followers, and so on and so forth. And TLDR, Web3 infrastructure for builders and end users. We have 2 launch pads, ChainGPT pad and Degen pad with 70 plus IDOs, dozens of launch drops, and actually released a new feature of buzz drops. And this collaboration with SafePal, we've made around this buzz drop campaign launch specifically, but it's going to be later. Um, what else we have? We have labs, incubation acceleration, VC arm, and we're building AIVM. AIVM layer 1 blockchain that goes live first quarter of 2026. And yeah, it's a layer 1 specifically for AI projects to launch on it. And yeah, white paper exists, so check it out. I haven't checked it out fully. Apologies, it's just too early and it's super techy. But if you guys have tech background, feel free to check it out. Seems like we're cooking super good blockchain. That's pretty much everything on my end. Yeah, I'm leading here BD at ChainGPT, and that's me. That's my X handle, and yeah.
Do you
So,
want me to maybe go through the
done,
slides? Sorry.
done. This slide is done, so we can go to the next one. This one. Okay, what we have done with SafePal. Basically, it was a SafePal integration into Buzz system that I've been mentioning. It's a mindshare engine we have on top of our GPT pad, which allows you to join as a QL, for example, as a just a regular user, start buzzing about the project, and receiving allocations at the end of the campaign. Yep, we have campaigns between 1 week and up to 12 weeks, and you receive allocation if your account and messages were quality ones. What we did with SafePal, exactly integrated SafePal into this Buzz engine. What was the purpose? First of all, I really love SafePal just because they have 20 mil plus potential reach, and as one of SafePal employees who are connected with said that they have 25 mil plus actually already. So yeah, the purpose of this integration is actually global user base can join Buzz using their preferred wallet and earn points and allocations. Second one, of course, one flow for everyone. So users connect with SafePal. They're using SafePal on a regular basis. Um, can easily join Buzz. Projects that are publish Buzz campaigns can easily join as well. QL simplify, blah blah blah. So a lot of stuff, cool, comfortable on chain, and of course it's a safe full ecosystem because they have a lot of partners, they have a lot of projects, and any projects, any partner within SafePal ecosystem can launch Buzz, onboard users quickly, fast, without switching wallets, and using SafePal, and of course your funds that you have on your SafePal um, into Buzz. And of course, you can utilize it for participating in IDOs. Why not? That's our website and that's our Twitter of our ChainGPT pad. So yeah, this
Okay.
slide is done. Let's go to the next one. We have one more.
Shall
Maybe,
we
right?
move on to next slide?
Yeah, this one is done fully. What is Buzz? I have touched it quickly. So as I've been mentioning, it's a Mind engine. You've heard about like data yaps, snaps, and so forth and so on and so forth. We have launched Buzz on top of ChangeGPT Pad with specific USPs. And one of the major ones is actually that for projects, well, you can you can have an access to our KYC audience of investors on ChangeGPT Pad. You can, as a KOL or as a user, you can basically receive allocations at the end of the campaign because we have limits in terms of the timeline campaign is being hosted. And yep, so Mindshare engine, I'm just reading. Buzz, it's a Mindshare engine that turns social chatter into real distribution, sticky holders, and training across X and Web3. That's the idea. And of course, working on it, adding more socials, adding different perks. Join as a project, launch Buzz campaign with us, easily, holders, virality, growth, community, and so on and so forth. SQL, well, you have pretty cool accounts. That means that combining your amount of followers and amount of your smart followers, you can get pretty cool allocations. Plus, you can onboard your community of smaller crypto folks. And as an ecosystem, I don't know, you are a network, you're a SafePal wallet, for example. You can basically launch Buzz campaigns for your ecosystem projects and make them grow and make your ecosystem grow. So it's like win-win for everyone. And everything can be hosted, will be hosted on ChangeGPT Pad, so it's a win for us as well. Done with the presentation and with everything. We have one more slide. Yep. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. Next slide. The last one.
Okay.
Do
Oh,
we have this?
yeah, maybe we
Okay.
can go maybe at the end of the session. We can start with the
Okay.
questions, probably.
Questions
Okay.
for me?
Okay. So yeah, maybe we can go maybe at the end. We prepared 3 questions for you. So the first question is: there are so many AI projects popping up in Web3 lately.
Okay.
What do you think really sets ChangeGPT apart from other AI providers or AI-powered blockchain projects out there?
Oh, it depends on the use case because there are a lot of AI projects at the same time. There are a lot of different AI tools and so on, marketing tools, whatever. So it's about what's the purpose. We have a specific field, specific niche, and specific products that are covering specific goals and purposes. I can give you an example. So first of all, what sets apart? Well, we have one niche in-house built from scratch LLM, which is a Solidity LLM that allows you to produce high-quality smart contracts and audit high-quality smart contracts. It's open source, so you can see what we have built. We have text-to-image model as well, and it's like an NFT generator tool, allowing you to create up to 10K NFT collections without need of having a developer or designer. And we have a Web3 niche-trained LLM, which is why ChangeGPT, because originally we started as a niche-trained LLM, which is connected to different which is using a proper Solidity syntaxes, Web3 libraries, blockchain knowledge bases, and so on and so forth. It's connected to 150 plus endpoints all around the Web3, referring to data aggregators like, I don't know, Nansen, CoinMarketCap, and more. Plus, it's connected to Blockchain Explorer. So it's like, so far, it's the oldest one. It exists for 3 years, and it's the most advanced. So that's what set us apart. As well as traction, maybe. Our tools have been used for a pretty long time. The AI Hub exists for 3+ years, and maybe that's it. And 100+ members here in-house, still developing those projects. We haven't vanished. We're still here, still bringing. And we are planning a super cool release actually in a month from now related to our AI Hub, but to be announced later on. That it's going to be super cool. And of course, a native AI blockchain that we're building for 2+ years is here as well. So maybe set of products, set of successful launches, and that we are still here still building sets us apart of majority of AI companies that on the market that most of them showed up like recently. With all the respect, I respect everyone, and we're always happy to assist any type of Web3 companies, especially AI ones, to grow. And we have this builder grant for builders that where we were actually supporting them with funding and with co-marketing, and we were focusing on AI projects specifically. So, one more bullet point: we support AI projects to grow. So that's maybe what else sets us apart. That's pretty much it.
Sorry, I think I dropped the line, but yeah.
I just finished and got my cup here, so it's pretty much done on my end.
Yeah. Okay, maybe let's move on to our next question before I
More?
adjust it a bit. Okay, so let's talk about your ecosystem a bit because we recently integrated Change GPT Pad with SafePal and also
Okay.
saw CGPT Find listed on the SafePal
Mm-hmm.
App Store. So how do you
That's
see
right.
this partnership driving growth for both Change GPT and SafePal going forward?
Mm. If we go back to our slide with Buzz, the slide I was showing previously, the second one, I guess, or the third one? No, the second one. It's about how we can grow together. Change it. Yeah, it's loading. One sec. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I think
Uh, slide number 13 or 12 or something like this. This. Oh, previous one.
okay,
That's it.
perfect.
That's it. That's it. That's the idea. And basically, I made a presentation so people already know. And next slide, what's the purpose basically for SafePal users, for SafePal ecosystem, and for QLs. So SafePal can. That's it. I have covered pretty much everything. And
Okay.
does it
Yeah,
answer
maybe
your question
because
or?
yeah.
No?
Because I just dropped the line. That's why I missed this part. But as long as you shared all the
Sure,
info,
everything.
that's
Everything.
perfect. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. And finally, I think the third question is loves some alpha, and is there anything exciting coming up for Change GPT that the SafePal community should keep an eye on?
AI Hub version 2 release within 3 years. In a month
3 years.
from now, within 3, yeah. Well, we were working on tools, but it's like a version 1 with tools. And then it's going to be upgrade of our old tools, new tools added, even a new pretty cool engine added on top of that. Maybe I would say something even unique. And of course, we will support SafePal there. So users would be able to connect their wallets to access this AI hub. And yeah, to access this AI hub, of course, you can open up it on your browser. But so far to interact with it, you need to connect to your wallet. And of course, we are happy to have SafePal as one of the wallets. As one of the options for users to connect and play around with our tools and developers to create APIs and start building. Yep.
Well, cool.
Exciting. Good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, and really apologize for the part that I dropped out and all for all the inconvenience for you. Before we wrap
Okay.
up, any final shout out or CTA that you'd like to drop here?
Call to action. Guys, come and buzz. Change GPT pad, come and buzz. If you're a project, if you're a QL, if you're like an ecosystem, buzz is everything for you. We're waiting.
Okay. I think the real apology will be I will try bus tomorrow, like the first day.
We have active campaigns, pretty good ones.
Okay, yeah, if you take it. Sorry for the inconvenience, but yeah, perfect. Thank you again, Vlad, and yeah, uh, thanks so much for ChangeGPT community. If any of you tuning in, before we wrap up, Vlad actually is bring the community some gifts. So now is the last chance to join the TG group for the gift link if you haven't already. And the question Vlad prepared for us is, according to SafePal latest annual recap, how many users can we reach via the integration? Yeah, thanks so much for bringing up SafePal here in the Q&A. So guys, just drop the question in the TG chat, and after the AMA, we'll share the group link, the gift link to the ones that after I saw the right answer. Right? Okay. Perfect. Big thanks to Vlad again, and I think that will be the reps for this session. Thank you, Vlad, for joining. Have a good day.
Yep. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Bye. All right, everyone. Let's move on to our next guest. We were just talked about AI in trading, and now we dive into another direction. So it's AI plus people search. Our next guys is YBridge.ai. It's an AI empowered number one people search engine building to redefine how professionals, business, and products connect to the digital world. So representing YBridge, we have Paulus, the CEO of YBridge. So hi, Paul. Welcome to the AMA. Could you share a little bit about yourself and what YBridge is out about?
Hi. So yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me to this AMA. I felt like a ghost like a few moments back when you put me in and then put me out and then put Vlad
I'm
in.
so sorry for that. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like the campaign you did for the Halloween promotion. Was that the ghost that you needed to find? So it was funny. Yeah, maybe in short about me. So I spent more than 8 years in data intelligence, data gathering field. My core competences were finding ways to pull different kind of data that would be later used for price intelligence, security, social analysis, and so on and so forth. And after I left my previous companies, I started to look into where I want to go next. And I remember at the summer, uh, 2 or 3 years ago, there was the first ChatGPT version, which was
Mhm.
data up to September something, September 21 or something like that.
Mhm.
Basically, no online connection. But back then, I saw that this is going to be a big thing. And the reason why it works because it feeds off all the data it can gather online. So this was very interesting field to me, and other co-founders were thinking of ideas like how do we move forward, like what's the idea, what's the business that we want to build. And we understood that AI is the most promising technology and person is the most interesting product on earth. So we combine these two and bam, we have Whitebridge. So this is a short story of us. The name actually comes from we are a Lithuanian-based company here in Europe, and we used to meet at the White Bridge. We have in Vilnius White Bridge. It's
Mhm.
a white bridge, and we used to meet on the middle of it to drink coffee. So this is where the name comes from for our
Oh,
company. And what we do, we are building a trust layer for social reputation verification and management. So that's in short about the company, and we can move further to some updates. Yeah, so just to cover some highlights. So first and most importantly, I'm here today because we had partnered with SafePal. Without this, I wouldn't be speaking here today. So very big thanks to the team for believing in us. It's very hard to find good partners and be involved in the ecosystem when you're somebody new in the space because there's a lot of trust issues, hence the product. And of course, the biggest highlight for us was our TGE. So
yeah,
last week
congrats
we
on
had
that.
our TGE. Thank you a lot. But if we go beyond the TGE hype, there's a lot of different metrics that we were being able to reach with the business that I'm very happy. So we're nearing 5 million ARR, so 5 million annual recurring revenue with our businesses, both Web2 and Web3. This is a huge milestone for us. It took us more than 2.5 years to reach this. We have already have identified more than 4.4 million people online. So this is amount of people that have been searched from our platforms for digital reputation verification. We also reached almost 1 million wallets during this period connecting to the
Wow.
platform. This was majorly because of different huge campaigns that we run before the TG and then we are running right now. Of course, a huge part of this also comes from different ecosystem partners. So SafePal also contributed, but I'm very happy that we had a chance to work with some of the greatest names in the space. So we were advised by Decubate, we were accelerated by ChangeGPT Labs, we were a part of MVB10, which is an accelerator organized by BNB Chain, Easy Labs, and CMC Labs. So this also gave us a lot of information and a lot of connections in the space as to who to look up to, who to ignore, and basically what to do to have a successful project launch. And yeah, we built the community up to 300,000 members. So extremely happy and grateful for all the opportunities that we had and all the support that we had this year. The launch was one of the hardest things I did in my life. Honestly, it's like I can't even tell. It's like everything coming at the same time, at the same date, at the same hour. So it's a huge work, huge thanks to my team. We also were
Mm,
the first project in my country to do this under MiCA regulation, um,
wow.
because this is a new thing we have, and we were talking to our central bank. So a lot of things we did in the company, we built a foundation that could last for years ahead. And I
Mhm.
also wanted to do it in our own country, following all the regulation, all the requirements, and do it officially. So happy, really happy for the progress we have so far. Now let's jump to the product, and this is the next slide.
Okay.
So some product updates. After the TGE, we launched our first agent, the Guardian Reputation Agent, which is currently serving individuals themselves. So basically, how it works, you input one of your social media accounts, and then in the backend, we basically try to find all the other related accounts to your account. And once we do that, we analyze all the information on those accounts to help you improve your reputation, safeguard some of the privacy things, and just provide you continuous monitoring and real-time alerts as to what happens with your profile. So this is only an MVP and the stage one of the product. However, we believe, and this is a little bit piggybacking to what Veronica shared before, saying that people are asking whether the DeFi protocols are safe or not, and it should be the
Mhm.
same way in business. Like, is this person can be trusted or cannot be trusted? So we have to verify the same way, and we want to bring new tools to the space because we believe that the next thing, and if you see like all the regulation coming, if we really really want this space to grow, we
Mhm.
have to take care also about like the digital reputation and how we control it, how we create business space that can be safe for everyone to use. So this is in short about the product. We already had near 1 million agent runs, so amount of actions that run to find data, identify data, so on and so forth. And just in the last 30 days, we had more than 500,000 people searched on the platforms that we build. And maybe to finish this off, so we are running a campaign internally in our dashboard that anyone can join. And if you really want to try the Reputation Guardian for free, do participate in our campaign, and you will be provided with a chance to be enrolled and to use this product completely without any upfront payment.
Mm, cool. Sorry, it may be a little bit like distract, but actually, when you mentioned how Y-Bridge come from, it reminds me of my trip to Vilnius. Actually, I went there back into my at my when I was in uni. In a health cross just to go for health crosses in Lithuania. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Vilnius is a beautiful city, and yeah, that's where the name come from. That I see. Okay,
It's a small city, a small country, but we're doing our best
that's
to
very
like put the
beautiful. I
pin
went to
on
the
the map.
old town there, and yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, glad to see like some Web3 power in Lithuania growing up there. So maybe let's jump into the question we prepared for you. I think you already like touched on some of the questions, so
Mhm.
let's still go through each one of them. So the first one is there are already plenty of tools out there for searching and connecting with people because everyone use LinkedIn. Even if you're searching for Salesforces, you might go for Zoom info and such. So what makes YBridge stand out like from this, and especially combining AI and blockchain power? Like I think one angle you mentioned is in my especially for Web3 or crypto expertise. But is there any else you want to share?
Yes. So the biggest key difference with our product is that we work real time. So we are not a data storage company. We don't store the data every time someone goes to the platform and checks someone. It's done real time. So it means it collects all the public data that there is on the surface. And usually, what different providers do is that they have this data collected over time, and then that data becomes outdated data. And then when we use those tools and even maybe build automations,
Mm-hmm.
we are outreaching people with facts that are no longer true or that are from their past life, which really hurts the relationship going further, because they know that you are just using some kind of automation that brings some snippets from some database. So a lot of what we focused is like, how do we bring large volume of data and we do it in real time? And this is the core difference.
Mm-hmm.
If we talk about like Zoom in for other tools, so they only have contacts, and our mission is to bring the person full picture of who they see online. So I
Okay.
use LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm professional. I'm CEO. I have all these inspiring posts about my team and everything.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, I'm just your childhood friend. I share photos
Yeah.
of I don't know, my friends, my trips, whatever that is. And usually, when we want to gather like the whole background, there is no tools to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what we wanted to do, is like to bring transparently, not only let's just look at his X profile, but let's just look at his whole picture and
Mm-hmm.
understand if this person, the way they talk, the what they say, is actually the person that they claim to be. So
Mm-hmm.
this is how we try to differentiate ourselves in this space, and how we are planning to conquer it within, I don't know, next 5 years.
Hmm. So actually, I have a follow-up question. It's not listed in the script, but actually, I kind of wonder how you balance, for example, like personal privacy, especially due to your preference, and the transparency you're talking about.
Yes. So the key idea is to have different agents to view
Mm-hmm.
different information and different scopes. So
Mm-hmm.
me as an individual, about myself, I want to know everything. I just want to see everything that's floating in the internet, and the scope is like, it's large. It's a lot of data. Now, when I go and I say that I'm checking someone else, we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to give that personal data. We don't, and we don't want to expose something that you wouldn't want to be shared online.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to build different agents that have different actions and then have different permission level to access like the data. So this is how we are solving it for businesses and for B2C. So both ends could use the product, both could enjoy the benefits, but in their own way.
Got it. Yeah. I think I asked this because, personally, I might, post a lot of digital stuff on X or and post some, like selfies on Ins and post, trying to portray myself as an elite on LinkedIn. So it's a little bit like psyche, but
Yeah.
but so I really looking forward to like how you, like portray yourself from different dimension and to show this transparency. Yeah. I think I will definitely like research on do my own research on Y Bridge up maybe after this AMA. So let's move on to our next question. So who are the main target customer for Y Bridge? Because you mentioned B2C, right? So
Yes.
and how does your solution help them solve the
So
problem?
so
Mm-hmm.
right now, I would say 80% of the business that we do is done with the individuals themselves,
Oh, okay.
basically checking their own social footprint, so they would understand like what is the digital trash they left behind. So
Mm-hmm.
they input all of their profiles, and then they can see like oh, I don't want this post to be visible. I don't want it to be public, because it's also worth to note that we only show public information. So anything you flag as private on your accounts, we cannot see. But even
Mm,
public information, there's some things that you forget. There's some accounts that you forget, like even going back to what you talked about DeFi and
mm,
removing those protocols from your wallet or access to different apps. It should work the same way in the online world. Like I should delete the social accounts that I no longer use and I don't want them to be visible, or maybe contain some information that later can be exposed to hackers or someone that breaches those tools. So I would say a lot of people are using it for self maintenance, self reputation maintenance. And this was the key idea of why we are building the Guardian agent. So it would help you to do it automatically. Right now, you just see like a huge print, and then you have to kind of take action on your own. And the bigger idea is to make this into automated process where the agent cleans up your reputation for you, so you don't have to worry. You just download it like an app, you put the toggle to on, and it goes to work. Like that's the ideal case scenario of how we imagine this product working. And
yeah.
the remaining 20% is B2B teams. Those are scattered across different fields, but a lot
Mm,
of them come from compliance. So people that are providing loans, doing some fraudulent checks, investigation, so on and so forth.
mm,
Part of it is HR. Basically, I'm hiring someone. I want to know if they're really qualified for this position, of are they really telling me the truth.
mm.
Uh, and then we have a part of it of sales. So I'm doing business development. I'm meeting CEOs or C-level executives, and I really want to be prepared for those meetings, because usually you have just like 5 minutes with the person, and you need to make a good impression.
Got it. So it's a verified and validified, maybe link tree for people. I don't
Yes,
know.
yes, yes, yes. It's like it's very similar concept. So Linktree is like linking all the socials, and then the other part is
Mm,
like bringing posts and different information from those socials. So you either could verify it or find some red flags that you what something that you don't like, and then take your own decision on what you want to do next.
well, that's super fun. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to our final question. So, congratulations again on your successful TGE. So, anything exciting in the pipeline that the community should be looking forward to? Maybe some new
Ye-
feature, new
Yes.
partnership. Yeah.
So right now,
Mm,
the reputation agent works on a social level. So you are providing with social data, and then we check that social data to show you what's available publicly. And what we're doing right now with one of our partners is we are scoping a project that would also connect Web3 intelligence. So you could also connect your wallets, and we could do some analysis of your wallet. Are there any kind of transactions, anything that could be unsafe, or do you have any transactions with fraudulent wallets, and basically
mm,
try to merge these two, so you could maybe even build a verifiable profile. So I get outreach in Telegram a lot, like a lot of spam in my Telegram DMs, and a lot of people are offering services, but I don't trust anyone, because at the very beginning of the project I got scammed, and now it's very hard to trust these cold outreach DMs. So maybe there's a way to build a verifiable card where you say, here's my wallet, here's my social data attached. I'm a real person. This is a real business, and I want to help your business to grow in sales, in community, in marketing, whatever that is. So this is how we look when we're looking into the future, and this plays a part in our release of more agents in the agent marketplace, more social tasks to also have our community engaged. We have some new listings that we have not announced yet, and the market is kind of shaky right now. So, all those things are also moving according to the schedule. So
mm,
there is something to wait for. But when markets are red, we focus on product. When markets are green, we focus on marketing. I think it's
mm.
a lot similarities with other companies as well.
Got it. Yeah. Amazing. Um, Thank you so much for sharing. I think they're very interesting insight and really for me, it's really fun to know such a new product and how it helps people to connect, how people to showcase themselves, and how it help maybe compliant parties to improve the people industry. Yeah, it's super fun. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all about White Bridge. So yeah, before we wrap up, is there any final shout out or final CDA for the community?
Yeah, so maybe as mentioned in the beginning, just go explore the platform, join our
Mhm.
campaigns, get a chance to run this agent for free, follow our socials, get engaged in our Telegram group. I really get a lot of ideas from community itself to as to what to prioritize next.
Mhm.
So do feel like a part of the product, part of this wave. If you're really interested in like trust, digital verification, AI, we are happy to have you in our community.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Paulos, and congrats again for
Thank you
the
for the
big
invite.
milestone.
Yes.
Thanks for joining. Yeah, have a good day. Thank you.
Cheers, you too.
Bye. Okay. Let's go back to the to the QR for everyone who haven't joined the TG group. You can now it's time to scan the code and join the group. I think I'm gonna share the gift link very soon after I think the team completes some the process. Okay. Yeah. All right, everyone. That's the wrap. That's the end of today's AMA. So can't believe time goes so fast. And of course, thanks for all the SafePal fam tuning in. And if you got a cool crypto project want us to partner with, definitely drop it in the comments and make sure to download SafePal app, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook if you haven't, and stay tuned for the next drop. We'll be back next month with more news, more guests, and of course, more giveaways. So stay safe until then. Bye.